It's time to get beyond the drill bit with Beneath the Surface. Hey everybody, welcome to Deep Well Services' first podcast. We're going to entitle this Beneath the Surface. My name is Cobaugh. I'm a competency and training coordinator here at Deep Well Services. I'm here with my co-host, Andrew Bieber. This episode is a little different for us. We're going to do some interviews, meet some people from Deep Well, different areas, from the field to the office staff, kind of introduce you to how our company rolls and what happens behind the scene. And we're going to go through and give you a little tour of ourselves today, kind of do an overview. It's going to be a little different than some of our other podcasts that you're going to be seeing in the future, but this is kind of a meet the host. So we're going to start off with a couple questions. Andrew, first one we're going to say is tell me a bit about yourself. You know, where you're from, background, maybe school you went to, some of your fun hobbies you like to get into.
Yeah, thanks a bunch, Kyle. My name's Andrew Bieber. I am based out of Seattle, so I'm over here on the West Coast. Time zone's a little different for me over here. I primarily work on bore sites. I'm a software developer, one of only a few over at Deep Well. Real fun being one of the only software developers. That does mean I get to get involved with all of the various fun techie things that we do, so that's really nice. That's kind of how I found my way onto this podcast. Did originally, before I worked at Deep Well, I hosted a podcast. I have a podcast about beer here on the West Coast called Washington Beer Talk. I've been told I've got a good radio voice, but I suppose that this will prove that out. We'll see if anyone here agrees.
My background, I've been with Deep Well for around 9 years.
I do a lot of YouTubing. I have a YouTube channel where I review firearms. So that's how Barbie roped me into this. I started doing some of the stuff with her when she got hired on. I guessed that I had a decent voice, decent, presence on camera, so I did some of the training videos, got to be the model for some of our advertisements for hiring. So, we all get to laugh at that when I get to see my face of Deep Well. It's a good time. I'm from the area, about an hour and a half from the Deep Well shop. I grew up in a little town called Indiana, do the normal Western PA stuff, hunting, fishing, all that great stuff, right? It's been an evolving role for me here, right? You got in with Boresight, that's definitely pretty cool, something moving now that we've renamed it, right, from whatever it was before.
Yeah, it used to be called Snubwell, which no one liked that name very much. We had to think pretty hard, get a new name for that.
It's been a good evolving process, and I think that data side of it is definitely driving Deep Well nowadays, more than just the work that we do, but that data is really driving what we do here as a company.
It's driving everything everywhere, so it's kind of fun to be on the oil and gas side of data. And it almost feels like I used to work at Microsoft, so we did a whole lot of data stuff over there, rolling into this and kind of feeling like we're kind of bringing Deep Well to the very front, to the cutting edge. That's feeling pretty cool.
Yeah, that's definitely something that, customers, us here, we love to show people when they come pull up what a rig's actually doing is definitely something that no one else has out there, right? Drilling rigs, but that's not as much data compared to what we give out, which is pretty awesome.
So, what brought you to Deep Well?
Some people listening to this podcast may know my brother, Ken Bieber. He and I are the two software developers. It was my brother who got me roped into this. He said he was looking to expand the software team, and I was like, well, wait a minute. I write software. I could totally do this. Do you have a remote position? They spun one up and brought me on board. So it really was Ken. So me and Ken are the two software developers. I think that's really funny, the family of software developers. Like, what are the rest of the Biebers doing? I don't know. It's not this, though.
Imagine that family dynamic, that brotherly drive. Is there any competition between you two on who can finish a project or do something a little better there?
As much as I hate to admit it, Kennan's a lot better than this than I am. He's working in this space, working on this kind of stuff for a long time. And I worked at Microsoft. We wrote totally different code, doing totally different things. We very literally speak a different language here, playing catch up behind him, and he'll be happy to hear that. And that's now immortalized on this podcast. I'll just go ahead and give that one to him.
That's definitely awesome. So yeah, I came on pretty early in Deep Well's career. We had just bought our fourth service rig at the time. I came to operate it. So I operated that service rig, worked my way in supervising, and then got to trail in here to the Deep Well's training department about 3 years ago now. It was a great time in the field, lots of field experience. Drove me to really want to push and train guys, and I trained a couple operators. They told me that this would be a good spot. It's kind of fun training, so now I basically onboard train people. I'm working on starting to become a well control instructor, so I'll be soon teaching my first course next week.
Oh, right on. Do you miss working in the field at all?
There are days that I miss it and I want to go out, get out there, get dirty. If I do get field visits, I definitely hop in the basket or hop on the floor. I try to run the rig. I'm a little rusty, so it looks goofy and everybody laughs and said, I thought it used to be good. I said, oh, yeah, it used to be. So it's just kind of the use it, you lose it skill. But when it's snowing and raining and I look at the thermostat and it's 70 degrees from inside, I'm happy that I'm in here now, son.
Down in Midland, I suppose that weather is not always that good.
Even when you think it's going to be nice, when you go down there in the winter and it's like 60s during the day, at night it's still in the 40s, and you can't fathom how it gets like that.
Midland being a full-blown desert as opposed to the swamp that I'm from really is just mind-boggling. You've got your YouTube channel. Are you still working on that? Is that an active hobby of yours?
It is. We usually try to get one video out a week, so we do quite a bit of filming. It's myself and my girlfriend. We shoot together. She really wasn't big into firearms when we met. I kind of have gone through this area where she's trained and really enjoys the sport now. I'm a competitive shooter on the side. I like to do IDPA shoots. It's my kind of Saturday getaway, doing a little competition there, training. I want to see which ones I really love, which ones are okay, and which ones are just not for me at all. Right? She does the same thing. So there's ones that I dislike 100%, and she's in love with them. So they're just there for her.
Right on. Yeah, that's gotta be a lot of fun. What's your channel called? I'm gonna pull it up here on YouTube real quick and take a look.
It's called Family Firearm Reviews. We try to do products, try to do training drills. It's a lot of different stuff.
I did originally, before I worked at Deepwell, I hosted a podcast. I have a podcast about beer here on the West Coast called Washington Beer Talk. Back when I was hosting a podcast, like anyone who hosts a podcast, I think usually what you do is you buy a cheap audio recorder, kind of get going. You're just kind of learning the ropes. You're learning how microphones work. You're sitting there editing this podcast. You're just absolutely over processing your voice. On top of that, you're asking like just the worst questions you've ever asked. No kidding. You go back and look at your old YouTube videos. You're like, ooh, who edited this? It never feels good.
The first videos compared to now, when people comment on the old ones, I'm like, ooh, I really said that, or I thought that was a good idea. So, last question about this puppy up here for this section is, what is your favorite part about working for Deepwell?
I really just love the variety of projects I get to work on. Just mentioning to you how I'm working on the simulator now. And so the simulator is going to be basically video game development, might as well be. Compared to any other tech job I've had, the amount of actual impact that anything that I do here, anything the software team is doing over here seems to have is much larger. People here see the product, they see what we're working on, they're impressed. People are actually using it. It's really cool. It's really nice to actually have an impact. It's nice to work on a small kind of dynamic team. The engineering team really has their stuff together. We're working on all kinds of stuff over there. I just really getting to work with a great variety of people doing a really cool variety of things. Whatever aspect you want to be involved in, you can go find someone to talk to about that. You can get connected. And, of course, getting to do fun things like host a podcast. That's pretty neat, too. You don't stumble into that at very many jobs, I don't think.
I'll 100% agree with what you said. This job has given me avenues that I would have never thought I'd be doing. 5 years ago, or even 3 years ago, when I initially took this position in the office to become a trainer, I would have never thought I'd be heading to become a well control instructor, right? What I really like about being here is that in the training department for what I do, I technically work for, I think, everybody. Operations always has me do stuff. Safety has me do stuff. I'm always working with different people. The hiring classes are pretty cool. So I get to see new people every 2 weeks. It's a good variety, keeps me moving. I can't sit still. I've always got to be wandering or working on something. So it's the variety of projects I get to do here and kind of get my hand in. Even writing standard operating procedures is pretty cool. Putting my stamp on the company. The other thing I like to do, though, is wander around the hall every couple hours and tell horrible dad jokes to people and make them laugh. That's probably the best part about being here, is distracting everyone. And I think that's my main role as an employee here on the training department side of the world.
Making me thankful I work from home. Now, I think the last thing I need is access to the unlimited free-flowing coffee that the office has. That's the last thing I need to be tempted by at all times. I could put a kegerator in there somewhere. I know there's space for one.
We've definitely got some room in shop 3. That's right off my office. There's a great spot for it there. We'll get Keith on that.
There we go. I got a kegerator built into my desk here at home. It's currently full of seltzer, so it's good for drinking all day.
So what kind of beer have you made?
I've made a lot of different types of beer. I made stouts and ambers, blondes. I'm set up to brew mostly ales. I found that brewing cider is my favorite thing because that one is so quick and easy. You get into it as a hobby, you think, oh, it'll be a cheaper way to get beer because I like drinking beer and it costs so much. Why not just brew it at home? And it does look on its face like it's going to be an inexpensive way. Any given batch of beer, marginal cost of making a 5-gallon batch of beer is like $35. Once you look at all the money that you spent on the kegs and the taps and all the fermenters, all the equipment you need. Oh, I got $1,000 worth of stuff there. I'm never going to make that difference up. Now it's gotten to the point where I just brew quick and easy stuff. Cider is one of the easiest ones to brew. If you're not going to press your own fresh cider, you really can just buy cider from the grocery store, get yourself 5 gallons of that for like $25. Maybe throw some brown sugar in there to bring the alcohol level up. Bring that sugar level up, that'll ferment into a higher alcohol apple wine, as they call it. Before you know it, you're sitting on 5 gallons, 8% cider, and that'll do you for a while. Gets to the point where it's hard to give away. People are like, oh my gosh, it's just there's just so much of it. That might be the real reason I like brewing. All right. Well, it sounds like we're being subjected to rapid fire questions via Kahoot. We've got a bunch of questions here about Deepwell that neither of us have seen ahead of time. Barbie has set up all that for us, and she's over there administering the game off screen. And we are going to be seeing who knows the most about Deepwell. And there actually is a prize on the line, 50 swag bucks. And I can't wait to totally lose this one because, well, I sort of suspect at 9 years at Deepwell, you probably know a little bit more than I do. I'm going to give it a fair shake, give it my best shot. The old college try, as they say.
Ooh, what year was Deepwell founded? What year was Deepwell founded? Go with... Oh no, it didn't let me answer. I lose. That's
I was wrong.
The right answer is 2008, so you picked 2007. And I didn't pick fast enough.
Yep. All right, off to a good start.
Lightning round, here we go. I got to be quicker. That's all right. Tied for first. You at least got some recognition for trying. I didn't even try.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
I think it's that one. Ooh, I got it. We both got it.
Oh, dang it. I got it too. Did I click it faster than you? You get points for speed. Oh, dang, yeah. You were faster than me, so you got the point.
What recent charity did we support? I only know that because of the social media posting.
Dang, you're tearing me up on speed on these. I did know that one though. I read the emails.
How many vehicles in the DWS parking lot does our VP of Innovation Strategy Sources? How many vehicles does Dustin have? I'm gonna go with that one. He has a bunch. Oh,
that'll do. It's like a bunch of vehicles. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh. It's like, which one of these answers is absurd, but not too absurd?
Finish the mission statement to develop blank and that deliver blank to the world. Oh.
I had to get my answer in real quick. I was spending too much time reading the question.
Yeah, me too.
And nearly ran out of time, so I didn't even get to get a good guess in. That's something I can still recover. Did you get it right?
I did not, so we're still tied. When was the test well drilled in our training center parking lot? Oh, my phone went to sleep.
Funny.
There we go.
Well, that's one. Before me, but by how much?
Wrong. It was 2020. I think we started planning it in 2019 because I literally I ran the casing for that well. We are not good at deep well trivia.
We're at 6 out of 10, and I'm still leading by no, we're not. Hopefully, whoever we get on this podcast first can show us up. We'll see. Right.
What is the acronym for the safety initiative? I got it. I knew that one.
Yeah, I think you got me on time on that one. I had to think about it for a sec.
No, I think you're still ahead.
Not enough to close the gap, though.
That's right.
All right.
What color? Are we going with what he says it is, or what it really is? He tries to tell me it's blue. It's blue.
Oh, man.
Morgan's truck is purple.
Or Morgan. It's a purple truck. And now everyone knows.
Fill in the DWS 5 pillars of culture: integrity, discipline, personal development, and... Oh, no, it's a... Damn it.
Oh, whoops, I'm clicking the wrong thing.
I did too. I went with the one...
Oh, yeah!
Family, not teamwork.
I knew there was family in there. You know, you got to have that family. When you're here, you're family.
Look at you, you're on fire, pulling ahead.
Baby!
How many Matthews do we have throughout the company? Oh, that's not...
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like a good answer.
So many. Okay, let's give that. Yep. Hey, we both have really good guessing instincts. All right.
Look at me and my pirate tagger.
Oh, yeah. Next time, put some pancakes on your brain. A remarkable win, says my screen. Oh, well, I'm pleased as punch to have won that. I was afraid that there was going to be some real hard ones in there. Turns out it was a guessing game from the get-go.
100%. My phone told me I was an intellectual giant, so I'll take that as a win. Right? Any compliment is a compliment. So we'll wrap up our first episode here ever of Beneath the Surface. We appreciate everybody joining on and checking it out. Thank you, Andrew, from joining from all the way across the other side of the United States, pretty much. From coast to coast, we are here on Beneath the Surface.
Coast to coast. Thanks so much, Kyle. This was a lot of fun. Thanks, Barbie. I hope you can hear me. Thank you for putting us all on. I'm not sure how much of your voice is going to appear on this edit. This has been a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to our next episodes. Do we know yet who we're going to have on? Do we want to give a little teaser?
Not picked our next guest yet, so hopefully we'll have somebody good and they can beat us in Kahoot or add some good conversations and some good jokes here, right?
Bring Morgan in here to redeem himself, because we talked a lot of smack in this first episode, so he's going to want to come and stand up for himself. Tell us what color his car really is and how fast he could run a 400-meter.
We might have to take this one remote and make him prove it.
That's content. That's quality content right there.
We appreciate everybody for checking out this first podcast. We want to invite you back next time to get beyond that drill bit with Beneath the Surface.